Hello YouTube and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the M2 MacBook Air. I figured it'd be perfect to make a quick unboxing video and give you like a mini review of the thing. My sister's been using it a lot, but I've had the chance to use it on and off in these last couple of weeks, and I think it's a great laptop, and let me tell you more about it right after this unboxing. Let's go. Now, I'm not going to approach this review in terms of like a professional content creation kind of pipeline. I'm just going to be thinking about this laptop as the best option for most people and the general public, like not all of us are editing super heavy 4K video and doing the most intense 3D renders and coding and stuff. So I want to talk about this in a regular sense. Now, I own an M1 Pro MacBook Pro, and my first impressions when I lifted this thing out of the box was, damn, it is so light and like thin compared to my MacBook Pro. And this MacBook Air feels just as well built, perfect for portability. And of course it's a MacBook, so it's made from aluminum and it's built solidly. There's no creaking, there's no deck flex on the keyboard. The aluminum unibody feels premium and durable. Now this color isn't new, but the M2 MacBook Air did introduce it when it released, and it's the midnight color. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but if you can get around that, I really like how much darker it looks compared to the regular space gray on my M1 Pro MacBook Pro. I'm not sure if this is like a little dark bluish in tint compared to the space black. I'm kind of colorblind, so I don't even know. It just feels like it's got a little bit of blue in there, unlike a regular all black. And if you're on an older Intel MacBook Air, like the one with the last design, which had only 2 USB-C ports and one would be taken up for charging, well, that's not a problem on this one anymore. MagSafe is back, which is, in my opinion, a must-have on every Mac. I can't see how Apple left MagSafe behind for USB-C, especially considering the fact that there's only 2 ports on there. So now you get those 2 USB-C ports, the 3.5mm headphone jack, and MagSafe. And like you saw in the unboxing, the color matched cable is a nice touch. Now let's talk about the screen, because the screen is actually quite good. It reaches a maximum brightness of 500 nits. It's got a approximately slightly above 2K resolution, and it's got support for P3 color gamut and also supports viewing of HDR content. And of course, it's edge to edge and it's got the infamous notch. Now, I don't really think the notch is bothersome, especially because it lies in the status bar area. So if you're coming from an older MacBook that doesn't have a notch, it's not that big of a deal. I think you'll learn to live with it quite easily. Now let's talk about the speakers. There are 4 speakers in this lovely little machine, and they sound great. Better than any cheap Bluetooth speaker that you could buy and pair it with. They've got support for spatial audio too, so they sound really nice. They're lacking a little bit in bass because there isn't a dedicated small subwoofer inside like the MacBook Pros, but that's okay. I don't think you can expect it from this size and price point from Apple. Now let's talk about performance. The M2 chip is a really good chip. Like the M1 still holds its own even today. The only reason I wouldn't recommend an M1 to anybody is it's quite old now. Think 4.5 years old now. So if you're going for a MacBook, I think the minimum spec that you've got to go for is the M2. And before I talk about how it performs, I really want to talk about one important upgrade that Apple did silently behind the scenes when they were updating all their other MacBooks to M4. And that's the fact that every Mac now ships with a base standard 16 gigabytes of RAM or unified memory. And that is a game changer. It allows for so much more headroom. Even if you're doing light stuff, you can open more apps, and it's better for the longevity of the device. It'll probably support more things than a regular 8 gigabyte variant would. My guess is that Apple did this because Apple Intelligence is probably going to have some Mac specific features that need that extra RAM. I'm looking forward to that if that is the case, but nevertheless, regardless of what you do, 16 gigabytes of RAM or more RAM in any case is always better. So great upgrade, and the fact that it doesn't change the price of the MacBook, even better. So solid move from Apple right there. That just makes this one infinitely more recommendable to me. Right. Now back to the performance. This MacBook that I have is the base model M2, 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU, and it runs great, like of course, every light task that you can throw at it, it's super fast. And it's a fanless design, so it's a completely silent operation. If you're doing heavy sustained loads, which, you probably shouldn't be looking at this MacBook if you are, but if in case you are, it should be just fine. If it's for short stints though. But yeah, performance is solid. I haven't tested games on it because it's my sister's computer, but I have seen quite a lot of videos where people have been playing games on them, and I should be having it running in this corner here, just a picture in picture. I'll credit whoever it is that's running the games. Solid performance, great for anybody who's just typing up Word documents or just using it as a content consumption machine. The screen is great, the speakers are great, everything overall is great. But I am sure that it can definitely handle light editing, especially 1080p. 4K and above, you're probably looking at a bit of a stretch for it. Right, now let's talk about battery life, because that's one of the most important aspects of a MacBook Air. And I have to say, it's changed, you know? It's a lot longer lasting than previous MacBook Airs. Gotta give it to Apple. The efficiency of Apple Silicon is simply unmatched. Whether you're coming from an Intel MacBook Air or even the M1 MacBook Air, these MacBooks last so long, especially if you're doing, you know, light tasks like reading, typing, just general productivity work. I think this computer is ideal for students and casual users, you know, someone that doesn't need their computer to have lots of horsepower behind it for heavy tasks. And the price is a little steep. It starts at $899 for the M2 and $999 for the M3, but the fact that it comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM and MacBooks last long in general, like my sister's previous MacBook was a 2015 MacBook Air. It's still like a secondary backup computer in the house, so if you're wincing at the price, just know that this computer will last a long time. So to summarize, I think that this is a lightweight, powerful, and reliable computer that the general public that's looking to buy a MacBook should buy. If you've got any questions about this MacBook or just want to know anything, leave them down in the comment section below and I will do my best to respond to you. And leave a comment with midnight if you've made it this far into the video. That's my thoughts and my review and the unboxing on the M2 MacBook Air. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. My name is Parchit, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.